The morning had started like any other in the quiet suburban neighborhood of Rosewood Heights. Parents rushed to work, children hurried toward school buses, and life moved with predictable rhythm. But for Daniel and Maggie Thompson, today felt heavier. Their son, Noah, once cheerful and lively, had grown strangely withdrawn over the past few weeks. He barely spoke at breakfast anymore, carried a constant look of worry, and jolted awake from nightmares almost every night. The therapists called it anxiety response, but none of them knew what triggered it. Daniel and Maya were exhausted from searching for answers. Across town, hidden under the crumbling arch of an abandoned overpass, an 8-year-old girl named Lily huddled inside a cardboard box with a thin blanket pulled over her trembling shoulders. Her mother had disappeared 2 nights ago, leaving only a promise whispered in fear, "I'll be back before sunrise." She never returned. Lily had survived by clutching a small, broken music box and singing the lullaby her mother used to hum. She spent her days wandering the streets, invisible to the world, hoping someone would help her, though she had stopped expecting it. One cold afternoon, as Noah dragged his backpack home from school, he noticed a small figure sitting by the sidewalk near the park gate. She looked almost unreal, thin, shivering, with eyes that held both fear and hope. Noah hesitated. He had been warned not to talk to strangers, but something inside him tugged. Maybe it was the way her lips moved silently, as if repeating a prayer. Maybe it was the loneliness in her eyes that mirrored his own. He approached slowly. "Are you a broken bar okay?" he asked softly. Lily didn't answer. She only stared at him with wide eyes. Then, very gently, she reached out her hand and touched his. At that exact moment, Noah gasped as he felt a strange, warm sensation spread from his hand up to his chest. It was like someone had lifted a weight off his soul. His eyes blurred with tears, but he wasn't sad. He felt a broken bar, calm, safe, like something inside him was being healed. Before he could say another word, a man from across the street shouted angrily at Lily to move away. Frightened, she ran, disappearing into the trees behind the park. Noah stood rooted in place, confused and shaken. For the first time in months, the tightness in his chest was gone. He could breathe normally again. When he returned home, Daniel and Maya were stunned. Noah looked alive, bright, almost glowing. He ate his dinner with appetite. He talked. He even laughed. It felt like a miracle. But when they asked what happened, he only said, "A girl touched my hand," and everything changed. The next day, Noah insisted they go back to the park because she needs help. Daniel tried to dismiss it as imagination, but something in his son's desperate tone compelled him to listen. They searched the park, the bushes, the abandoned shed. Nothing. But then they found something, a tiny music box, rusted but carved beautifully with lilies. Noah held it gently, like it was alive. Daniel took the box to the police, explaining what Noah had experienced and that a child might be missing. The officers, moved by the urgency in a child's voice, agreed to check nearby shelters and CCTV cameras. Meanwhile, Lily spent another night under the overpass, fighting hunger and the creeping fear that her mother was never coming back. Her small hands were numb, her lips purple, but she whispered the same prayer her mother taught her. Someone will find you, someone will care. On the third day, something unbelievable happened. The police reviewed the CCTV footage from around the park. When they paused the video, at the moment Lily touched Noah's hand, a broken bar, everyone froze. A soft, bright glow spread from their hands, lingering for a second before fading. It wasn't camera glare, it wasn't sunlight, it was something else, something no one could explain. Even the officers stared in stunned silence. "That girl saved my son," Maya whispered, tears filling her eyes. With renewed determination, the entire neighborhood joined the search. Volunteers, officers, and families combed through alleys, shelters, and abandoned buildings. Noah held the music box tightly, insisting that she's close. Finally, they found her. Lily was curled beneath the same overpass, too weak to stand. When she saw Noah, she tried to smile but fainted from exhaustion. They rushed her to the hospital, where doctors discovered she was severely malnourished and dehydrated but would recover with proper care. For hours, Daniel and Maya sat beside her bed. They learned that she had no relatives, no documents, no one to claim her. She had been truly alone. When Lily woke up, her first words were, "I'm sorry, a broken bar. I didn't mean to scare anyone." Noah took her hand again, and that same warmth returned, a softer this time, like a quiet promise. Days passed. Lily stayed with the Thompsons as social services looked for options. She laughed for the first time. She slept peacefully for the first time. She ate meals she had only dreamed of. And Noah broken bar Noah became whole again. His nightmares stopped. His fear vanished. His therapist said his recovery was unusually sudden, but they didn't question it. One evening, while Lily hummed the lullaby from her music box, Maya felt tears slip down her cheeks. She realized something astonishing. It wasn't just Noah who had been healed. Their entire home felt brighter, warmer. It was as if this little girl had brought a missing piece into their lives. Social services finally called with paperwork. They asked if the Thompsons would consider fostering Lily, maybe even adopting her. Daniel looked at Lily, then at Noah holding her hand protectively, and said without hesitation, "We already love her. She belongs with us." The unbelievable part wasn't the mysterious glow captured on the CCTV. It wasn't the sudden healing. It wasn't the extraordinary bond between two children. The unbelievable part was how one homeless little girl, lost and forgotten by the world, touched the boy's hand and ended up touching and transforming an entire family's life forever.